Hello and welcome, my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading for August 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but your dad just calls me Mal. Hi, my subscribers. Welcome back. Hi, my friends. Yes, it's Path of True Love time. Oh, thank the gods we got here. Blessed Luchnassad, if you celebrated it. It was lovely driving out east to Southampton on Long Island and hanging out with Mal Flanders and her daughter, Meow Meow Dollface. Sorry, all these YouTube handles, tricky. So I hope you watched the video and you enjoyed it. We had a field day doing it, but now it's back to work. If you are new to my channel, please do consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and commenting as we go along. Your feedback is helpful. It makes me feel like I'm just not like screaming into the infinite digital void, right? So if you do feel like supporting the channel, those are easy ways to do that. Otherwise, let's get down to business. This is a general read, not a specific read. A specific read, you got to book me, which people do all the time. I'm trying to balance it all out so I don't run out of juice here or there. So please take what resonates, leave what does not. Pay attention to what's happening in your body as the reading goes along. I find people are much better doing that when it is face-to-face, but because you can watch so many in one day, like really try and stay in the present moment as much as possible. Your body will tell you what resonates, even if it's what you don't want to hear. It will tell you if it's what you've got to know. It's what the intuition does. Otherwise, we're looking at a Path of True Love read. The Path of True Love is your spiritual path through your relationships, right? Not just your romantic relationships of all kinds, but that's why we are doing a basic Celtic cross spread with a couple of extra cards, what I call an augmented Celtic cross spread, to kind of give you like a GPS reading. That's why I'm calling these True Love GPS reads, because, you know, GPS shows you where you are. You tell it where you want to go, right? And it plots a course, not the only course, but with my guides and the pantheons I work with, usually the highest one for the evolution of your soul, not always the comfort of your ego or personality, but that's the Path of True Love for you, right? So that's why it conquers all. It's the path of divine love. So that being said, we're only doing 13 cards. I'm still trying to keep my readings a little bit short. I mean, an hour and a half reading is lovely every now and again, but not 12 in a row. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a lot. So let's get up in this gig, shall we? Remember to focus on your breath. I will do the same. And we're going to get you first off an angel that walks with you from the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue. I've been reading this deck for decades. So take a nice deep breath. And I will tune to my angels and see who is the angel that is walking with you on the Path of True Love for August 2020, keeping in mind that all the decks that I'm using are in the description box all the way down at the bottom, but do check out the links because there's some cool info in there. My videos and some other videos in there you might find of interest about the Path of True Love, etc. Breathe. Here we go. Oh, my angels and archangels. I felt that. I felt that right in the center of my head. Please. My archangels, one card in clarity. My angels and archangels for this Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Who is the angel that walks with them, guards them, guides them, and is there for healing? It is the Healing with the Angels Oracle on the Path of True Love for August 2020. The angel that walks with them is, just leave it in my hand please, is that one or two? I can't tell. It's one. Truth and integrity. All right, so look, the truth is going to be revealed to you, but that doesn't mean it can't be revealed through you as well. You know, the thing about Aries, it's not that I don't date them, it's just, you know, I'm a Virgo, they're an Aries. It tends to fall into a certain caretaker role. Because they're kind of, well, you guys are the first sign of the zodiac, you're the babies of the zodiac, you're brilliant at starting things, but getting them done, maybe not so much. But when truth flies out of an Aries mouth, I mean, tact is not necessarily in the neighborhood at the time, but blessed be, right? Because if you're coming from your integrity, your wholeness, right? Because if you really are in chains, on the path of true love, sometimes it really takes your own personal fire to break the chain, right? Your own will, your own element of fire. So something to consider and call upon as we go through this reading, and we will refer to that again. Now, I'm going to do one other card. This is one of the 3 extra. The Celtic Cross spread is traditionally a 10-position spread. We're going to use the Healing Mantra deck from KAHN for the Voices of the Ascended Masters early on. Like, instead of the last card down, it's going to be the second card down. I'm even going to read it from the bookie book so that you kind of get that there's a mantra that you can use, a theme here, particularly about your own truth and integrity, because this reading is about you. If there's a soulmate or a twin flame that pops up here, it's almost secondary. It's a character on your path. This is really about the GPS of your path. Get it? Breathe. I love that my guides like mix it up every time so I stay interested, right? Well, Virgo, Pisces moons, a lot of mutability, right? Born on a full moon. Let's do this. My Ascended Masters of True Love, right? We're specializing for these, please. One card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra for my beloved brother and sister, Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love? Oh, that feels nice. From August, through August, all of August 2020, please. Their healing mantra is expanding inner power. I am at my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Now that's kind of very element of fire. I just really have to say that, right? Right, expanding your inner power, coming from that inner fire, that inner truth. If balanced with integrity, then you can be at your most powerful when your creativity is given a voice, particularly if you're angry, right? Instead of punching someone, kneading some dough, KNEAD. Just clarifying in case you're angry now. Don't point it at me. Expanding inner power. I am at my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. When inner power expands, you are able to openly communicate your truths. First line down. Openly communicate your truths, aspirations, and ideas as a way of circulating the energy that pours in from the cosmos. In other words, as you put it out, more of it comes in, right? As energy gets circulated by the sharing of your ideas, the universe is given permission to pour more inspiration, passion, and joy into your energy field. As your inner power expands, creativity becomes the life force of source surging through you to inspire the embodiment of your highest self, which is what the path of true love really is about. Through your relationships, you really learn to untie the knots in the circuitry so that the higher self can integrate more and more and more to the point where it really is not just in your thoughts, not just in your choices, your emotions, but in your conduct, in your behavior. And that's how you really anchor light. It's not just about visualizing, it's about actualizing. Is anybody writing these down? These are pearls. These are gems. This mantra is ideal for resolving creative blocks, healing traumas. Oh, gee, on the path that you love. Oh, who would ever thunk? And releasing blocks of stagnation. So if you've been feeling a little stalled along the side of the road on the path of true love, that could help, right? Expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Oh, by the way, in case any of you saw, speaking of creativity, the Luke Nassad videos that Mal Flanders, Meow Meow Dollface, and I did, they gave me the jacket. Well, I'm going to throw some cash their way when I get the check, because a lot of people sent some money in during that super chat. But apparently it's silk velvet. I thought they were two different things, but apparently they're not. Yeah, and where else am I going to wear it, really? I mean, actually, somebody was knocking at my door before I was getting ready. I was like, hi. I was like, I don't know, he's dressed like this, neighbor. Little girl. The daddy's holding on to her, and she's looking up at me like I'm the frickin' Wizard of Oz. Well, not of Oz. How kind to witches there. Shall we? Let's do the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. 10 positions, Celtic Cross. And we'll see where you are. Here's the GPS part. You've got truth and integrity as your guardian, your healing, as well as you expanding your inner power by giving your creativity voice. Let's see what the gods and goddesses have to say. Breathe. I do love a good Celtic cross, please, my gods and goddesses sacred. 10 cards, Celtic cross for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Where are they going? This is really the question of this series. Where are the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs headed overall on the path of true love? Their current trajectory. It's hard to say right now. How are they doing? Where are they going in their current trajectory on the path of true love? I'll call out the positions one at a time, please. So what is the card that covers this Aries on the path of true love? What is the card that crosses them on the path of true love? What is at the core for them? No, what is at the core for them on the path of true love? What is behind them on the path of true love? I'll take that one. What is crowning them on the path of true love? I'll throw them again. Sure. That one. Oh, there are two. Top one, you got it. And what is before them on the path, right? That they haven't seen yet, but sort of around the bend on the path of true love for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Oh, I have a kitty cat head bonking me. Hey, Milky. Hey, sweetheart. Well, welcome to witch life. This is what my life is like. Just, they don't care. They're like, love you, Mom. Bonk. You lay down, my sweetheart. Hey, go away, Velvet. I want you shopping my claws on it. He's not allowed. My gods and goddesses, please pardon the feline interruption. What is their lesson for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for August 2020? There we go. What is, felt it? What is their lesson? There it is. How does the path appear from the outside looking in, or how does the world see them on their path? What is the destiny on the... Woo! That really pitched. I'll take that. Their destiny, their hopes and fears. Where are they on the hero's journey? Alchemizing fate into destiny, led into gold. There, that hopes and fears position. And what is their most predictable, probable outcome considering this timeline of this lifetime for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love, August 2020. Yay, we're done. I know that took a while, but it'll be worth it. What is the card that covers you? Well, Nine of Pentacles. If you're going to be single like the Nine of Pentacles. Have your own. God bless the child that has their own. You've got your own. Now, that is Pentacles, so one would think money. But remember, all that glitters is not gold, right? That it might not necessarily just be about finances. It could kind of getting for a lot of you that this isolating situation that we've all been going through, watch as I dance around the subject, really has given you a sense of self-esteem because you've learned to estimate yourself differently. Probably in comparison to other people around the world, you're probably kind of getting that, oh, I've got my shit together a little bit more than I realized, right? So maybe you're feeling a bit more secure in yourself. And I do love to see the Nine of Pentacles pop out, particularly in the cover position, because it really is showing a solidity. You may not be with somebody right now, and even if you are, the path of true love is always about you anyway, regardless of any other characters you're interacting with. This does really feel like nice and good and stable, and your worth is your own self-worth, right? Like, you've got your self-worth, and it's part of your integrity. Absolutely. See, this is so cool that we did these two clarifiers first. I like that. What's crossing you? Sort of the environment or what you're dealing with. The Major Arcana card of the Coyote Woman. Now, half of the Devil card in this deck, because it's a feminist deck. They don't do Judeo-Christian imagery, right? It's feminist, it's not patriarchal. So the idea of the devil, not so much. So it's the card of oppression and the card of the trickster, which is, you know, I mean, Saint Germain's a trickster. I mean, Loki, I don't know, Set, Hermes is a trickster, right? Just had to go through the pantheons. I'm like, well, which ones have good reps in the movies? Well, maybe Hermes does. But tricksters do just that. They're master teachers, as is Coyote. Now, I immediately think of Wile E. Coyote, super genius, which is the saboteur archetype. So you might be dealing with some sabotage here, but more likely it may look like some sort of self-sabotage, but the larger thing I'm getting for the majority of people in this read is just because things aren't going your way doesn't mean you've done something wrong, but you're actually going faster to where you want to get through a detour. It's just not the detour that you wanted, or not. So there's a little trick. It's major arcana, right? But don't be too attached to the way, because it feels like, well, and even, I mean, you can't really see this in the cards, but you're actually, the coyote is actually pointing you in the direction of the future. So this might be taking you in this Nine of Pentacles and pointing you towards your 10. Now, the 10 pops up, we'll have a better idea that that's true, but that's my sense of it, right? Like, it might be like, damn, why did it have to go that way? And later you're like, oh my god, it's so cool it went that way. The universe played a trick on me. Well, inside you're analyzing the crap out of it anyway. Two of Swords for me is not indecision. It's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth in the mind. I'm a Virgo. I know about analysis. This is two fencers. Now, I've never fenced. I've never even had anything fenced. Do people still use that word? Do you have like stolen merchandise fence? I don't know what that is anymore. I just remember it from a Beretta episode in the 70s. There's this fencers, right? Like you have to, ho, ha, ha, dodge, turn, parry, spin, dodge, toss, like little Daffy Duck action, right? So that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, not necessarily a conflict, but gathering information like a bee going from flower to flower to flower, right? So there's a lot of analysis going on here for you on the path of true love. A lot of thinking, but I don't think it's all stinking thinking necessary if, right? Now, we haven't gotten any fire here yet, which I think would speak to this expanding of your inner power, but what's going on in the third position, the core, is what's sort of going on in your subconscious within you, the world behind your eyes. Definitely the moving of the air, maybe fanning the flames, but let's see where you're coming from. What's behind you on the path? Excellent. The Eight of Pentacles, the learner. So you have learned some things on the path of true love through experience. This is not about book learning. So even though, oh, you go from the 8 to the 9. Really, steady growth and progression. No, nothing wrong with that. But now you're being challenged, and I'm going to call this a mystical challenge. And mystical, not, you know, levitation capes, time stones, and purple magenta jackets on witches, although it's nice work if you can get it. It's a mystery, that there's a mystery, that there's a turn, there's something scripted here that could not have been foreseen, nor do you know where it's going to take you. May seem like a trick, and yes, the buzzards, the vultures might be circling in the air above the desert, but I don't feel like you're wandering so much in the desert, not knowing where you're going. And remember, Jesus wandered, Moses wandered. Wandering in the desert seems to be a thing, right? On the path in general, not knowing. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. But let's see, what's crowning? Because you do have a solid base that got you from the 8 to the 9 in a steady progression. The cards are touching, right? Well, you are going to come right into contact with, whether this is a person or not, we'll get to it in a minute, but it's the Taurus card, second house, life, values, truth and integrity. That you're really being shown what your values are, maybe not in a mirror of the now. A mirror of the now is when someone mirrors but something back to you that you know you are, right? Like you're in a good mood and they're in a good mood, you're in a bad mood, they're in a bad mood. That's not the only way the universe can give you a mirror. It can also give you the reverse mirror, where, let's say, you're very generous and someone's very stingy, right? Or you're very polite and they're very rude, right? Oh, it shows you what you're judging, right? The reversal mirror is the mirror of judgment, the opposite of what you are. And so this feels like, even this, if this is a person, yes, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, whatever. What I love about this deck, it is unambiguous about the sign because it says Taurus right on it, the corn mother. So there is something valuing here, something that is growing, something that is solid and something that is stable. And because you feel so solid and stable here with Malama, the Nine of Pentacles, then really feeling here that what's coming in is more of that sense of what is truly of value to you. Bedrock value, not changing, fixed earth, right? Which I think this time on earth that we've all sort of been tricked into, whether or not we did the work deliberately or not, we're all really looking at what is ultimately of value to us lifelong. Yes. Where, what's the next step, right? So where are you headed? What is before you on the path? All right, tricky card just because of the word that Fiona Morgan puts on the deck called burnout. But if you think of burnout only as like overcommitment when you're saying yes when you really need to say no, that's one way. But for the Eight of Wands, this is the Eight of Flames, same idea, same symbolism. Think of a forest fire out of control. Right, passion, something moving forward and something moving very, very fast. And I'm going to say, I think, you know, I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Well, can you keep your voice like a house on fire, like a forest? Now, I hate the image of forest. Forest, I'm pretty sure I'm a past life dryad. Why wouldn't I be? Just leave. Everybody leave. Sorry. I'm not a dad, but apparently at a certain age, the jokes just start downloading. The dad jokes! This is definitely fast movement here, just like one spark and a whole lot of Tinder. Swipe left. Okay, so we are looking at very, very fast movement coming here. It does feel like it's stable, but it does feel like if you can really approach this trick, and I would say this is in your energy field for a good chunk. It's a major arcana card. It's a place you walk through. So if you go around suspicious waiting for the trap, it's not like that. It really is about, instead of worrying about what you're supposed to do, really get clear about what is my foundational truth. My truth and my integrity. Integrity essentially means wholeness, right? Like, you're going to buy a house, you have it inspected. Why? Because you want to make sure that the structure has its full integrity. It's not cracked, right? Same thing, automobile, right? So perhaps there's a deeper appraisal here, or you really coming face to face because of the result of some trick that the universe plays that launches you forward. And yes, may have some exhaustion and burnout with that, but let's keep going. That's just your cross. I want to see the staff now. What's your lesson? The 7th position. See, victory. The 7 of flames. So here now I'm getting more of this fire element that not only has an Aries, but with that creativity being given a voice. So your lesson here is to become victorious. And I would say you being most powerful when your creativity is given a voice with truth and integrity, even though a trick might have been played, it might be the only way that it could have squeezed it out of you, got your voice out of you, that you will find victory in this, but you're learning how to become victorious. Now, if this really is a place of someone sabotaging you, because that's going to play out for some of you that way. And remember, this is on the path to true love. This could be anyone from a family member to a lover to anybody. And sometimes sabotage isn't so deliberate. Sometimes you just get caught in the crossfire of someone else's sabotorial behavior. And we all sabotage. We all have the saboteur archetype. But then usually what happens when someone sabotages us, we fall into the role of the victim archetype. And the only way out of the victim archetype that I've been able to find, I learned from Carolyn May, Sacred Contracts, who's archetype cards I use rather often, is to look at your boundaries and your self-esteem. And that's what this feels like. So even if it's not connected to just one person, right, that might have done you wrong, but it really might feel mystical. I'm really getting that for a huge chunk of you. I'd say like 80% of you. It's like, why is the universe doing this to me? And it's redirecting you and going to move you very fast. Particularly if you're like, yeah, I'm solid, I'm stable, but I'm not getting any action. Nothing's happening. Oh, that's going to change. Victory is coming, but the cost is learning, right? You have to learn, and you're being taught. Don't worry, if you knew how to do it, you wouldn't need the lesson, right? From the outside looking in, you've got the 4 of Pentacles. You've got security, and that's what I mean, like self-esteem, boundaries. I feel like you've got those in place. Like that's part of what I think this Taurus card is about. Now, certainly there could be this Taurus person coming in to trick you or challenge you on those boundaries. Very, very possible, but I wouldn't really limit it to just a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign. It could be anybody, but there is this feeling that you might have to very much hold your ground, which although is not the 9 of Pentacles, is still a very, very strong feeling with that Taurus of, yeah? Right? You know, like when a Taurus really looks at you and puts their head down and starts pawing the ground. hopefully with nice shoes, because they're Taurians, right? So something very stable, solid, lovely here about you and where you are on the path. What's your hopes and fears? Your destiny is that you are being deceived. Deception. You've been deceived before. Oh, just you? I mean, I'm not belittling anybody's pain, but it's just, there are a couple of things on the path of true love you got to get used to that everybody gets. Like, it's really not the path of true love unless you've lost the true love of your life at least once. In each lifetime, right? Because true love is the truth of our reality. It's like you only have one. And they're always romantic, sexual. No, we have many true love relationships, parent, child, all that stuff. So there's no betrayal worse than being deceived by somebody that you truly love. Now, are you part of that deception? Only you're going to know that. That might be part of what allows you to rise from this and move forward, whatever this trick is. The trick is for your benefit. Now, whatever happens, it's all here to help you, but on a soul level, not a personality level. So when people hear things like that, like from Everything Is Here to Help You by Matt Kahn, really, really good book. really good book. I adore his work. I could see people being like, oh yeah? Well, how is this helping me? And you know what? He could probably tell you. Because he could like tune into his masters and whatnot. I mean, so could I, but it's his book, right? It's a really good book. So this trick, I want you to try and see it, even if it is somebody like literally whipping the carpet out from under, painting an X on the ground on some bird feed with a safe on a pulley, ready to just cut away at the, at the rope while you're pecking, right? Even this somehow is here to help you on the path of true love. So look, make sure at least you can check where your own self-deceptions are. Most of us at a certain age know where our usual blind spots are. Check them. Sometimes though, right, that's part of the victory is really seeing where you are deceiving yourself and knocking it off and being gentle with yourself. The path of true love can't be sped up or slowed down, particularly by you whipping yourself. Yeah, forgiveness just comes. Your outcome card. Most probable outcome card, the Empress. So we are looking at unconditional love here. We are looking almost like the fulfillment, the spiritual fulfillment that comes to match this Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, I don't feel like you're going to be single. Like if you are single and you're looking for romance, I mean, this is often a card of marriage, if not motherhood. Motherhood, if not marriage, right? So however that plays itself out, it is a lovely card to end on. We are looking at not just, look, you got a lot of pentacles here. This is the best thing about, for me at least, as a reader with Celtic Cross. So you have two major arcana cards, right? So you have major arcana, two spirit cards, the Coyote and the Empress. And look, and if the Coyote leads you to be the Empress, regardless of your gender, that's pretty cool, right? That's what I mean. It's like, this is all for your betterment. It's for your betterment. Element of air, you've got two, the Two of Blades and the Four of Blades, analysis and deception. So there, that tells you something. You might already have an idea, so you're sort of like looking at the data and just like, something isn't adding up here. Fire, you have only two fire cards, but considering that thing of creativity, one is the 7 and one is the 8. The lesson in the 7 must be part of the 8 of the flames and what's before you on the path. And water. Oh, no water cards at all here, but 1, 2, 3, 4 earth cards. So I kind of like that for you right now, because there's a real strong element of balancing your air and fire, but you really being okay and solid, and I like that feeling. I like that feeling definitely, and I will put up a picture at the end of this when I do the review. I'm just thrilled with this new way of actually doing those two guiding cards first. So, your last card down, we're going to get you a Whisper of Love Oracle from the higher selves of all involved, not just you, but it all has to be kind of approved of by your own higher self. So breathe. I know it's a lot of info for 13 cards, please. The higher selves of all involved, one card in clarity for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for August 2020. Please, what is it? What is their whisper of love? What is it that they need most to to here, the piece of insight, the piece of inspiration, the piece of information, the whisper of love from their higher selves. Path of True Love, August 2020. Oh, it's the I love you card. I know that because it's the same on both sides. I love you. These are very important words. And I think this reading is mostly about, I know, people are like womp womp, but it's the best thing, really. This is about self-love. This is about your own higher self saying, I love you. I love you, like no matter what anybody else says or does, honey, whether they lie to you or not, I love you. And you're never alone because you're all one, right? Oh, that's so cliche, right? Alone, then you add the L of love and we're all one, but love is who we are. Path of True Love is about chipping away the excess marble, revealing the divine perfection of who you are. You are love. So be working this. Be working this. Allow that to give your creativity some voice here. And let's pop up the larger picture, shall we? Everybody get comfy, settle in, take a nice deep breath. Magic clap. Because you start here with the Angel of Truth and Integrity walking you through this, and with the Deception card, really, and the journey, the hero's journey position of fate and destiny, really, it could not be more obvious that this is the perfect angel for you to call through. Start now, right? Just start now, because there is victory here for you. And part of that really is about expanding your inner power. It's not that you are powerless. I don't feel like this is a powerless Aries here. I feel like this is somebody who has learned a lot. And has their own stability, perhaps their own money, their own physical security, and now they have some fuel to burn, right? Hence, we go so into those 7 and 8. So why not give your creativity a voice in some way, shape, or form? Because the card that covers you here is the 9 of Pentacles, Malama. So you have everything that you need, at least, like, if not physically, because, I mean, there are people who literally have everything that they could ever physically need and more, but that's not the only thing I'm getting here. This is really about a sense of self-worth, right? Like, you've really built yourself up to be really strong, but of course, then you have this coyote energy here, and that could be, yes, a trickster coming into your life, maybe to steal some stuff, maybe to trick you out of something. But even if that is true, even if that is what you are dealing with, or, well, you're coming out of the 8 of Pentacles, so it wouldn't surprise me that, that you learned the lesson, now you get the test. Oh, you learned the lesson in the 8 of Pentacles in the past. Here you are at the 9. So now the Coyote Woman is the test. And what is it? A test of truth and integrity. And you're thinking about it. You're going back and forth in that 2 of Blades in your 3rd position. Go, well, I could do this, or I could do that, and I could do that. And when they said that, but did they say that and did that? Well, then why was that there? And how did they know, that kind of stuff? And of course, in your crowning position, you've got the Mother of Pentacles, Taurus, sort of Mother Earth under your feet, saying, now, honey, hold your ground. Hold your ground, right? That Taurian, deep bedrock, lifelong value stuff really supporting you and holding you up here. That then moves you into the 8 of Flames. Now, again, there could be that element of burnout that's written on the card here. That is that exhaustion from giving more than necessary. But I think that's sort of the warning, right? It's like, do not empty your bank account for this coyote trick. Be aware of it now, right? Don't overexert yourself. Instead, exert your creativity. Why? Because you are at your most powerful when your creativity is given a voice. So give that a shot, right? If you're like, I don't know, maybe it'll help you see things differently, because your lesson here is 7 of Flames, victory. You are learning how to overcome something here, and maybe this is a repetitive pattern for you on the path of true love. So they sent you another coyote, a blessing in disguise, the universe dressed up as a character in order to teach you something, because from the outside looking in, it feels like you've got this, like your boundaries are intact, but you really need to check. I mean, I would say check your 2nd chakra, like, ask it yes or no questions, and if it wants to leave the room, the answer is no, right? if you ask your 2nd chakra like a real strong yes or no question, and it goes, usually it's a yes. But if it's like, and you want to throw up in your mouth, usually it's a no, right? Then just listen to your body, because what have you got in that 9th position? Oh my good gods, you've got the card of deception, right? The 4 of Blades, which, yes, is a card of rest and contemplation, but here there really does feel like there is some deception in play here connected with that coyote woman in the 2nd position, the trickster. So whether the deception is within you, within somebody else, or round robin, everybody in the room, you get some deception and you get deceived and you get deceived. it's something that needs to be addressed. So really make sure you are tuning to what are your lifelong values, because then you end up here as the Empress, maybe giving birth to yourself in a whole new way, right? Giving birth to a whole new situation, but one certainly of abundance, right? Prosperity, that feeling of fertility, maybe creative fertility in that sense, creative abundance, giving your creativity a voice in power, but also that certainly could be leading you to be being, if I can say this right, more of the mate of your own soul, right? Really choosing you and your integrity over anybody else in this situation. That is loving yourself on such a path of true love, hero's journey kind of thing, that you actually embody that of the Empress, and most likely will draw to yourself as a result, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, a new emperor, or at least be able to see the emperor in yourself and others. I tell you, the last bit of the picture, they just take over. That's a really, really cool spread, and I really, really like doing this. So may the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love for August 2020, that they may call upon that angel of truth and integrity that helps them express and expand their inner power, giving their being their most powerful by giving their creativity a voice, and by really working that I love you, that they may know that they are loved from their higher selves, and that they may use those 3 magical words on themselves, step by step, breath by breath, as needed, all the way on the path of true love, becoming that Empress in some way, shape, or form in their life, for their well-being, the well-being of all around them, and certainly for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. That's a kick-ass blessing. I love you guys so much, my Aries. Please do consider, if you are new, liking my channel, subscribing, and all that jazz, because I'm good at what I do. I mean, my God, I've given my life to do it, so might as well give it to you both barrels whenever I can. Cool, cool. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed on the path of true love for August 2020, my darlings. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.